Hello there. Welcome back to the show. Anyway, these next couple of episodes, I'm gonna be altering the format a bit because I'm kind of transitioning to moving out of my home, go home into something awesome. So these next couple of episodes, I'm gonna do it what I call breakneck speed, where it's still gonna be the full review, but you know how I do these, things like this. It'll just be this, and then I'll go probably straight to the end, and credits are just done. Just to make things easy, just to make things smart, boom, 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 boom. So anyway, for this next episode, I decided to do, I'm doing Resident Evil 4 for the PS4, but this will be a 4K episode, so I shot this in 4K, so of course if you have a 4K display, yay! If not, that's okay, because YouTube will transcode this awesome video just to a resolution you can see. So, yay. So anyway, let's get going and let's go shoot some more stuff and all that fun stuff. Published in 2005 for the Nintendo GameCube, and it was also published later on in 2005 for the PS2. Anyway, basically this is a more departure from the first three games in the series, whereas Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 were more, I think they're done in a different way, where it had the famous tank controls, and it was more not, and whereas the Resident Evil 4 and then Resident Evil 5 soon after it had the behind the shoulder view, so it changed perspective. So that was pretty cool. And so anyway, this Resident Evil 4 takes place after Resident Evil 3 naturally. And for this installment, you go back into the role of Leon Kennedy, or in the person of Leon Kennedy. Yeah. So you go there, and so the story goes, Ashley has been kidnapped, the president's daughter, and wow, it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of cool that it's funny. It always has to have some. I guess this time is the daughter of the president. Cool. Anyway, so I guess these people took her across the ocean to Spain, I guess, or a Spain-type country. But anyway, you fight these, what's cool is, of course, for this playthrough, for this review, I am playing much later in the game, but it's kind of cool because when you first start the game, like, there's almost like a break the fourth wall moment almost, because, like, there's a point where, like, at least it seems like it, because when, he's like narrating, when Leon is narrating the events of Resident Evil 3, or what happened after it, how Raccoon City was like basically nuked, and it was cleansed from the earth because of the zombies and stuff. Umbrella was disbanded, yada yada yada. But then he comes into this, he goes to the area in Spain, or a Spain type country, I guess. And so, I guess, at least to me, I see a Spain type country, because it's not implied which nation it's in, but I'm guessing it's kind of in a Spanish-speaking country. So because the new enemies you face are the Los Ganados, which are almost like not zombies. It was funny because, in the other games, I think I played Resident Evil 1 for the GameCube before this, because before this, of course, this was mainly a PlayStation-centric franchise. But around the time of the GameCube, I guess Nintendo made a deal with Capcom, and a couple of these games that were brought over were made on the GameCube. Were the three they did Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, and two new ones, Resident Evil 0, and of course Resident Evil 4. And so I played the remake of Resident Evil 1, because I think 2 and 3 were just straight ports. Of course, high res, of course, made high resolution. Whereas Resident Evil 1 was made an actual total remake. They totally upped the graphics, made it all fancy and all that stuff. So before then, it's like, wow, this is not bad. But then, seeing how I'm basically fighting zombies. Whereas in Resident Evil 4, they're like not zombies. It's kind of weird. But it's kind of cool though, because they're still kind of acting undead-like, but it's not. But they're not like zombies in the typical sense you would think, which was kind of neat. Another cool feature about this game is the shop. Every once in a while, along your travels in the game's areas, you'll come along this really cool guy that goes, "Welcome." I thought that was cool. And then it's like he goes, "I got some things on sale, stranger." And God, I really biffed that. But you get the idea. He's like this mysterious guy. He's got like this cloak full of things and stuff. And it's cool as, he has all these cool upgrades. And plus here you can buy upgrades for your weapons, buy new weapons, and the such. And as well, throughout the game's areas, you can find different treasures, like gems and stuff and things. Like by the stuff and things, there's like crowns full of that you can put like jewels in that up its value. And there's really cool other things you can find in the game's world, in the game's area. Sorry, I almost said roads for a second there. In the game's areas that you sell for money, thus you can use to upgrade your weapons, upgrade stuff, and plus you can even upgrade your carrying capacity. Because you start out, when you first start out the game proper, like a full first playthrough, you have a small briefcase. You can only carry so much. But as it goes, you can keep upgrading that case into a bigger case, so you can carry more stuff. So that determines, I guess, unlike, as I know, coming from Resident Evil 1, the first Resident Evil, how you had a limited capacity to carry stuff. I guess this is the game's way. This is this game's way of saying. This game's way of saying. And I totally just repeated that. Oh well. This is the game's way of saying, third time saying, oh, hey, this is our way of saying you can only carry so much. So, and for those of you who said, I basically said that phrase 4 times. Oh, well, I guess it is what it is. But you get what I mean. So, anyway, the game just wants you to carry less or more depending on how big of a carrying case you got. So, yay! But though, I found it not too much of an issue because when I upgraded to the biggest case, I then was able to space manage a lot more better, which made the game a lot more playable. And what's neatest too is when you finish the game the first time, it does have like a new game plus. You can play it again, and plus you can carry over all of your weapons, all of the stuff you had from the first game, which is pretty cool, I thought. And of course, if you haven't noticed for this review, I'm doing this in 4K. So here I'm playing this for the PlayStation 4 Pro. Because, I still haven't gotten a PS5 because, shortages and I got other stuff to worry about in my life. So, but anywho, even though I don't have that, but you can see it benefits from that nice shiny coat of 4K paint. Although, of course, you can also play this, of course, in 1080p, of course, which is just fine and dandy. But still, you can see because it was on the GameCube and I'm playing this on the PS4 or PS4 Pro, everything looks all nice and peachy and awesomeness in its 4K glory. So I think it looks cool. But yeah. Anyway, if you do want to buy this game, this is, of course, it still is available. You can still probably purchase it on the PS4. Xbox One, I think this is on. As well, if you really want to, you can buy it on GameCube. It's on the Wii. It did get a PS2 release eventually, as I mentioned. Among almost a billion other consoles. But the notables are the PlayStation, Xbox consoles they did release it on, as well as the GameCube, the Wii. I think they put it back on the Switch as well. So all the major consoles they did kind of re-release it back on. So you ain't gonna be starving for this game. Pun almost unintended there. But yeah, I thought this was a fun game. I played through a couple times. I've actually streamed the actual GameCube version a while back because I can, and I think I've even done this PS4 Pro version in a higher resolution too because YouTube, I can do those things. But I'm guessing other people have streamed it on other platforms in more like 1080p, 720p, which is cool as well. Then again, I just say that because I have like a 4K 60s plus, and that's what I use to capture the when I usually do 4K captures for my reviews and for my channel or my streams or whatever, my high resolution streams, whether they be 1440p or 4K. I use the Elgato 4K 60s plus for that. And I like it because I can use what's called standalone mode, so I don't need to hook it up to a PC to do what I need to do. I can just use an SD card, capture it, and then bring it to my desktop or whatever, and then do what I need to do. But yeah, that's in case of any of you awesome people are wondering how I get these high resolution, especially for these reviews or my playthroughs for 4K stuff. That's how I do my high resolution things. As that's what I do. It makes it a lot easier as a guy, as a YouTube person on here, or person on these creative platforms that do things like that. But yeah. Anyway, so to me, in closing, I really like this game. I'm not too big on the new Resident Evils, but I thought this was a cool game to play. And yeah, I would of course, I highly recommend this game if you like this sort of thing, if you don't, hey, that's cool too. But to me, I like it, and yeah, this is a must play. And of course, I've yet to play Resident Evil 7 or 8 yet. I'm kind of getting busy and stuff. Maybe I'll play those eventually, but we'll see. Anyway, that's all that is. But anyway, since I'm doing these reviews at what I call breakneck speed, I won't be doing my usual acknowledgements at the end. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Oh no! I should say, I almost forgot. I'll try to do at least 2 or 3 more before the end of the year, because I know it's November, and I'm trying to do. I would love to do 4, but I'm packing to leave. My group home and stuff. I'm trying to do that. I've been updating on like YouTube views through my YouTube shorts. I just like to say, oh, this is what I'm doing. So I'm just kind of doing that, getting rid of things and doing stuff and things. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, with that said, I'll just say thank you so much for watching this. Be kind to one another. Thank you, and as always, even as I would say, I'm like a streamer as well. Thank you for inviting me onto your screens, no matter how big or small. If you have a 4K capable screen, feel free to crank up the resolution, and hopefully this looks awesome. If not, well then I guess I suck at it. But hey, I appreciate you just taking your time out of your day or night just to view this. And yeah, thank you so much. And now, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for whatever I do next. And happy gaming, and take care of yourselves. Bye now.